special event preview for the Cleveland Browns game, which is tomorrow. We're less than 14 hours away. I don't know about you, but it's like Christmas tomorrow, right? I mean, with all the games going on, we've already had a little bit of a taste with the Chicago Bears falling to the Green Bay Packers 10-3 on Thursday. I don't know how you feel about that game, but it was definitely a defensive game, and the Bears' offense looked awful. Trubisky looked awful. Just the Bears in general. I mean, play calling, I guess it is what it is. But Green Bay, to be completely honest, LaFleur, they didn't look very good either. They had one good drive, which ended up winning the game. So, it is what it is. But the level of excitement is ready to go. I mean, the Tennessee Titans season begins tomorrow. We'll know a lot. So before we get into this, I want to just keep it real with everyone what week one really is. So right now, all teams, even the Bears, think they can win the Super Bowl. Every one of them. And week one is a game where everybody's pumped. They're ready to go. Preseason's over. It's like, it's the first day at work. Everyone's so pumped up. They're so excited. And they give probably their best effort. Now, throughout the third quarter, get into the fourth, you're going to see a lot of these people wear down. And that's what I'm really scared about tomorrow with Derrick Henry. I feel like with him not playing at all in the preseason, I mean, it did hurt the Bears. There's no question about it. And it did hurt Aaron Rodgers, whether, if you want to believe what ESPN or NFL.com says about how great Aaron Rodgers was, he wasn't. He was pretty off for most of the game. He had one good drive or two where he hit 5, 6, 7 passes in a row. And let's be honest, Aaron Rodgers is one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and he put up 10 points. So don't tell me he had a great game. The Bears defense is pretty good. The Packers defense was good too. So week one, what does it mean? If I told you last year that you would have a situation where Marcus Mariota could not feel his arm, where Delaney Walker would break his leg, and a game where Taylor Lewan would literally get knocked out and a guy would say, body bag. And then you had an 8-hour game with all the storms. So sure, Titan Upload universe, whether you're watching live or you're going to watch later, raise your hand if you saw any of those things coming. I mean, any of them. Maybe the Lewan thing, possibly, because, concussions happen in the game, unfortunately. But no, none of us saw anything. Here's the interesting part. We lost week one. It was a terrible game. Taywan Taylor set the tone in the beginning when he stretched out and dropped it. And then we went for it. We were up 3-0. We went for it on 4th and 3 at the 3-yard line. And it was an out route to Corey Davis, and Mariota just flat out missed it. He didn't lead him, threw it behind Corey. Corey had to catch it, and by then the defense caught up to him. The bottom line is we started 0-1, and we won the next 3 games. So my point, we get super excited about week one. I am too. But you don't really learn a lot about teams until week 3, week 4. I mean, look at the New England Patriots. How many times in week 1 or week 2 last year, I think it was week 3, where they've been blown out? It's been a lot. The Bills did it once to them. The Lions did it once to them. The Chiefs did it once to them. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, and New England's usually in the playoffs. We'll get to them later. So I wanted to kind of see where your comments are going really quick before I get into today's show. I had this all thing mapped out yesterday. I did. I was up to 3 in the morning. I had all my footage filmed, ready to go, Titan Upload, let's go. And nothing but problems, so we had to delete all of it. So that stinks. So I'm like, you know what? I got all the research. I put a lot into this, so I might as well just go live and get it done and see how you feel about it. And we're obviously a lot closer. All right, man. So we got Cody. What's up? I'm sorry. I was getting ready. I'm in a new scene. I'm in a new environment. There's so much talk about Titan Upload and the pillows that I figure, I try something different. What I'd really like to do is go on the deck with the flags tomorrow post game, but it's supposed to rain, so I'll keep you updated on that. But that would be pretty cool, I think. If you saw one of the power rankings videos with the flags flying all around back in the backyard, it's a really exciting time to put those things up. But that would be awesome on the deck with the pool behind. I mean, so we'll see. Obviously, if we lose, it's not going to be the same, but I'll try to be positive on it. So, Cody, what's up? We got James back. What's up, James? Ready for Finch tomorrow? Hopefully he shows up. This is just one of those things. We got the Pelican, tighten up. Here we go. Let's go. Feels like 5 years since the darn Colts beat Gabbard. You're right. It's been a long time, and we're ready. I mean, we are ready to go, whether, the right guard's ready to go or not. But everyone else should be ready to go. We'll get into that more later. Here we go. So Cody's going to bring it with us. Pamphile, worried about him. It's always covered on my face. I feel like, whatever. Yeah. So, we'll get into that. I was going to say Taylor Taylor, but with Raymond being cut, I don't know how you feel about that. Hopefully we were able to get him back. We got some Mitch Trubisky stuff. He's rather have Mariota. That's a good comment. We'll get into Colin Cowherd's comments on that later on. Got Davey Rashid here. Bears could have had Mahomes, or yes, they could have. They could have had Watson as well. I'm not sure how you feel about him, but I'll tell you what. If the price is right, you want Tannehill, man, we could send him over for you. Send us a couple, first-round picks. You can have Tannehill. All right, so I'm going to get into the show, and I'll keep up with you guys throughout. I'll try to do a better job at that. I'm kind of going solo today. So the first thing I wanted to start off with was the preview for the actual game tomorrow and how you feel about it. I'll be honest, I got mixed. I'm mixed nerves here. Like confidence level of a win. I still think we'll win. I'm going to stick to my word. I'm not going to backtrack off my 9-7 season. I hope it improves. It could go 10-6 with the Colts issues with luck. But tomorrow has me worried. And some of you already hit on it with Pamphile, whatever. He's missed the last 2 days of practice, and they just brought up Stinney today and cut Raymond. And Stinney, let's be honest, guys, he's not great. He's not. So I went back in yesterday and, tried to watch some of the Browns. And I wanted to watch some of their preseason. And I know it's preseason and it's really not that big of a deal. But at the same time, I was just wanting to see what it was like. I heard stories. I've heard things in the past. Trying to find out where I am here. But at the same time, I wanted to see it. I wanted to see what we were up against. And I'll tell you what, Garrett didn't play. Obviously, OBJ didn't play. But some of those guys did play, like Vernon, and oh my gosh, was he all over the place. That defense looked good, fast, quick. And that has me a little scared. Now, the one thing I would say that I noticed, the Bucs tried, this is the third preseason game, so this is like the dress rehearsal. The Bucs tried to run outside a little bit. Cleveland's too fast. They shut that down. But when you run right up the gut or off the tackles, you would say, they had a little success, 4 or 5 yards here or there. That has me more confident with Derrick Henry. And to throw this stat at you, last year the Cleveland Browns averaged 4.7 yards giving up rush. That netted them a 20th ranking out of the league. So out of 32 teams, the Browns had the 20th best run defense, 4.7. If Derrick Henry is ready, like not ready injury-wise, but like ready stamina-wise, which I know is going to be an issue, I think we can do some damage. And I think for the most part, you could, Vernon and Garrett, you can kind of limit. Sure, they'll probably have a sack or two, but you can limit what they're going to try to do. So that's pretty important. So we'll get into keys of the game, but I thought that was interesting. Also, a thing that has me a little bit more positive is the Titans. Last year, we gave up an 88 QB rating for our opponent quarterbacks. And we played some good ones, right? We played Luck twice. We played Brady. We played some good ones. I don't know if Watson, trying to think. I don't know if you consider the Dak Prescott a good quarterback or not, but we did play some decent ones. So the bottom line with that is we finished like 8th against the pass or 8th again, with the QB rate. So I feel like we can hold our own against Baker. Now, the one thing I did notice through the preseason game against the Bucs that Baker, he lets it fly. And that has me a little scared. You guys know Butler one-on-one on the outside, we're in trouble. Jackson, he's kind of like, he should be the guy, especially to go deep. But Jackson's been so awful lately. He's gotten worse this year, which is terrible. So I'm hoping maybe he will bounce back because we're definitely going to need him. You wouldn't say like Logan Ryan's going to be a deep guy. You're not going to bring in Sims to go deep, with Cleveland. So Baker Mayfield's going to chuck it deep. I guess that's my point. He chucked it deep like twice against the Bucs in preseason. He just lets it fly. Perriman's gone. Perriman was pretty quick. He's actually on the Bucs now, and they actually threw it to, what's his name? I can't even think of his name. Threw it deep to him, and for the Bucs, and it was a pass interference. No, it wasn't. Never mind. It wasn't pass interference. The Bucs challenged pass interference. So I don't know. I think that's some good news though, is that if we can handle our own at the pass. But I am a little worried about the defense. Not the defense, but the offense, obviously, with holding up and protecting. So that's a little bit on the Browns. They have small corners, so Corey Davis could be big. We don't have a deep threat, though. Now that Raymond's gone, and maybe we bring him back, but who can go vertical other than Davis? Tajay Sharp can't. A.J. Brown realistically can't. I mean, he's more of a pure route runner. He'll get open in the middle of the field, but he's not like a deep fly guy. Humphreys is not a deep guy. He's a crosser. He's a slot receiver. We traded away Taywan Taylor, which I'm fine with because I thought we were going to keep Raymond. So the bottom line is, who am I forgetting? I feel like I'm forgetting someone. Jennings. I guess Jennings can go deep, but the problem with him is, you guys know, come on. You're not sure he's going to catch the ball, I guess, is the bottom line. So I don't know. We'll get into the keys next. And real quick, before we get into the keys, and I'm going to go back to your comments here. The Tennessee Titans, if you guys have been watching ESPN, this is interesting. This makes me just want to vomit. It's like I don't even want to watch ESPN anymore. So if you have a phone, which I have a phone, I know you do, you go to the ESPN app, and they'll do a preview. I mean, I have the Titans saved on my phone, and their preview, they have like two dudes. I can't think of it. Starts with an O. Former quarterback, Vlasky, whatever his name is. I don't know. And they have another guy on there. Well, anyways, the other guy mentions that he believes the Browns, both guys pick the Browns, but he picks the Browns because he says that Marcus Mariota throughout the year is not going to be your starting quarterback. That's his rationale. So why do I even listen to these guys? Like, let's talk about the Browns and the Titans. That's week 1. This has nothing to do with Mariota, whether he's going to be the starter in week 8, week 9. So shame on you, ESPN. Like, why do you even put that garbage on here? Pro Football Focus, some of you guys get into that. Every single one of them picked the Browns. ESPN, everybody picked the Browns, but two guys. And then on NFL.com, we have MJD, Maurice Jones-Drew Jr., whatever. He's like anti-Titan because of the Jaguar rivalry. He always picks against the Titans and always says negative things about the Titans. He's got him losing. And then basically the whole panel, Adam Rant, remember that dude? Oh my gosh. He's on there. He's got the Browns, and Daniel Jeremiah, which I actually like. He's got the Titans losing 27.4. So we are 5.5 dogs the last time I checked. Most of the action, I believe, was coming in with the Browns, so it bumped up to 6. But lately, I'm not really sure. And with the right guard problem, it just depends. I don't know. That's the question I'm going to ask first. So let's. I'm going to stick around for a little bit to view your comments. So the first question, and I'll go back in and check out some of your stuff here. But I wanted to see what you guys felt about the right guard issue, and we'll get into some of the latest injury news. So I'll just kind of wait for you guys. I'm not going anywhere. What do you guys think about the right guard? So obviously Douglas will start. Stinney will be back up. Am I making this a big deal, or is it not really going to be that big of a deal? I went back and watched the preseason game against Pittsburgh, which was a train wreck. For the most part, Poundfield didn't do like terrible. For the first 2 drives, I only remember the short drive was the safety. So there's actually only 2 plays on that. I watched Panther the entire time. He got burnt once. And again, when you're burnt once out of so many plays, like 7 plays, I guess that's a big deal. You know who got blown up a few times in that game was Kelly on the left tackle side. So if Kelly steps up, maybe we'll be a little better. Jack Conklin's supposed to be 100%. He's looked great. So Ben Jones, he's probably going to have to shade more to the right guard side. I feel like they're going to do a little bit more max protection. They'll both tight ends in. They'll possibly have the running backs stay in. So you're only going to get 2 people to run routes. You'll have Humphreys, Davis, and then you'll probably have Davis and Delaney running routes. So that's not going to put a lot of time. Maybe that's why they cut Raymond. Maybe there was no plan for Raymond to play, and the Titans are really only going to run like 2 receiver sets or 1 receiver sets. Maybe they're going to shy away from the 3 to 4. So here we go. Let's see what we think. Any comments on the right guard situation? Yes, thank you. Yes, Dan has some really good stuff. I'm not faulting him. He had a reason why the Titans were going to lose, but the other guy didn't, and that really ticked me off. Let's see what we got. Browns will win because I think Mariota will be hurt week 5. Is that the statement? It's so stupid. You know what I mean? I know, Cody, you're not making that statement, but that's the statement that other guy lost. Yeah. Terrible. I mean, you go to ESPN for, let me know about the game. Let me have the information so I can determine myself. Don't tell me what I should think. That's terrible. Let's see. Titans are going to win tomorrow. I hope so. I do. What else we got going on here? It says Browns went 7-9-1 last year, plus had a rookie head coach. Titans have gone 9-7 the last 3 years. Time to take the next step up. It is. The question is it gonna happen? I like Vrabel. I do. Malarkey. The players bought into Malarkey. You guys can say what you want about his offensive styles and stuff, and a lot of the Nashville media did not like Malarkey. A few of them did. But the one thing I would say about Malarkey was he actually took the team to the playoffs and won a game. So I understand you're trying to take the next step up. That's why there's a lot of pressure, I think, this year and next year on Vrabel to take that step up. You can argue 9-7 last year with all the injuries was not that bad. Realistically, with Mariota, he couldn't even feel his arm for half the year. So maybe that wasn't as bad. We got Steelers stuff here. Steelers 74. Come on, Titans. Kill the Browns hype. Sincerely, every Steelers fan. That you guys, Steeler Nation, I don't know how you guys do it, but you do it. And I got all sorts of respect. I know we used to be old rivalry back in the day, but maybe not as much anymore. I am always thankful for Steeler games at Nissan Stadium because I'm not kidding you. I want to go to every game, but the Steelers will literally pay for my season ticket package because some Steeler fan will come by and spend like $500 on tickets. It's unbelievable. They travel well. But with all the Antonio Brown stuff and Bell and now the Browns on the Patriots, you know what? If the Steelers played the Patriots tomorrow, which they do, and Brown actually played, probably go for the Steelers in that. I don't know about you guys. Let's see. Vrabel going to outcoach Kitchens. The Browns are punks, man. They are. And I don't mean to be negative here, but if you guys followed the Browns at all, they've got all the hype. And then the other problem with the Browns is, when they were practicing against the Colts, and again, I don't care because the Colts, whatever, but getting into a bunch of skirmishes and fights, and Freddie Kitchens we're not going to back down to anybody, and we're going to brawl and all this stuff. He just seems like, if you guys ever watched, what is the show on Netflix? I'm thinking Last Chance U. If we would get a live look at Freddie Kitchens' practices, that's what I feel like it would be. Just a guy running around screaming and yelling and cussing F-bombs galore. That just seems the type of guy that he is. But, when things go bad, that's why I'm hoping the Titans will jump on them early. Then your true colors come out. So Baker Mayfield, he was running his mouth this offseason to people. You got OBJ. He's kind of the same kind of guy where he'll run his mouth and, get into make the game maybe bigger than what it really is. You know what I mean? Just play the game, but he wants to make it bigger or whatever. So we'll see what happens with that. I thought it was also really interesting that Hunt, they picked up Hunt. Hunt can't play until like week 8. But he was like with the starters against the Bucs. Like, that's interesting to me too. Like, why would you have him starting preseason with the Bucs? But I guess maybe whatever. So yeah, I'll get back to this. But the injury news, we're pretty good. The guy we traded from the Packers, Reggie, he's not playing. We kind of knew that. He's got his knee scoped, so he probably won't be able to play till week 3, week 4. So that means that's probably why Correa is still on the team. This guy's done nothing in the preseason. So I'm hoping maybe he'll show up for once. And then, I like the guy, just disappointing. He had 3.5 sacks last year. So I'm hoping we're going to need somebody to step up. Landry's going to be a go. Conklin's going to be a go. We have no other injury concerns. Mariota can actually feel his arm this year. That's great. That's good news, seriously. Henry's supposed to be ready to go. I mean, I don't know. We can't be any healthier, that's for sure. But that right guard situation, it's frustrating because J-Rob had all the time in the world to fix this problem. He didn't do it. If that cost us the game tomorrow, I mean, I love J-Rob, but that's got to be on J-Rob. So how about the Browns? This is interesting. Did you guys hear about this? Yeah, Jameel Douglas. I don't know, man. He looked good in the Philly game. He had an awesome cut. McNichols went 30 yards, but he also had Lawan next to him, and Lawan's pretty good too. So if Douglas was so good, then why has he been on practice squad to practice squad to practice squad? And then why was he on the Titans last year's practice squad? Do you guys remember week 2 and 3? We had like no linemen. We had none. Conklin wasn't back yet. Lawan was knocked out in Miami. He didn't play. And we were just banged up across the board, and they never did call him up, So I'm really scared. And Titans film room dude, that guy, he kind of did some live things he went back probably into NFL.com and found some video on Douglas. And man, Douglas was getting blown up pretty regularly. So I'm really, really scared. Richardson's a big dude too, man. He's big. So I guess you can go left the whole time. We'll see what happens. So OBJ makes some comments. You guys have probably heard. Thought these were interesting. So Freddie Kitchens said he's ready to go. OBJ hasn't played in any preseason games. He's been very limited. And OBJ is basically saying he's like a car right now. He can drive as fast as he can, but his alignment's all out of whack. So he's really not sure how it's going to work out. And when he gets in the game, adrenaline will kick in. And he'll be ready to go, but he's just not sure. So is he telling the truth? Is he trying to get the Titans to buy in, and then he burns us deep on the first play? I think he's faking. I do. I think he's ready to go. And I do think Baker Mayfield's going to go right out of the gate, especially if the Browns get the ball first. Don't be surprised if the first play is a bomb down the field. And guess what? 2019 is getting started. And if we have Butler on one end and Logan Ryan's in the game and, or whatever, and they go deep on us, Byard's going to have to make a play and shade whatever way OBJ is. And then problem with the Browns, they got Higgins, Landry, they got the tight end. I mean, they're pretty loaded and stacked. Chubb's not bad either coming out of the backfield, but I'll get into that in a minute. So, yeah, I'm not really sure how you feel about that. And then one more really quick thing before I go, or not before I go, but move topics here. Rex Ryan, you guys remember him? Former Jets coach, former Bills coach. He lives in Nashville. It's some actually really positive comments on Marcus Mariota that maybe you would feel a little bit better about. Basically said Marcus needs to run this year, so that's from a coach's perspective. Are you running him as much with the injury history or not? Marcus will say he's going to do whatever he wants to do. Marcus is very adamant about playing the game his way. He's not changing. And then in the post conferences this year at practice over the last week, Marcus has told us that his pregame ritual is to call in to home, talk to his parents, and that is his mojo that gives him. Whatever. I mean, good for him. Marcus is always one classy dude. So, but back to Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan says he wishes he had a quarterback like Mariota, basically, and said he's never had a quarterback as good as Marcus Mariota. So if you go back and look at all the quarterbacks, the only one that really stands out is Sanchez. But still, from a coach's perspective, Rex Ryan said if the Titans let him go, there'll be many teams to pick him up. And I'm starting to believe that more and more, especially like the Colts. I could see Denver, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. So I'll kind of move on from there. So let's kind of check what you guys got going on. Really quick, could we get an update on the LSU-Texas game? It was 38-27, I believe. Texas was losing. Got to give a shout-out to Illinois. Illinois is 2-0. Lovey with a big W today. It was close. Tennessee, that'd be another one. Are they playing tonight? They lost to Georgia State. Oh, my goodness, last week. Tennessee Orange is up in an uproar right now. Vanderbilt got destroyed today. So that's pretty much my Georgia won. That's pretty much my college update. Northern Illinois lost. All right, let's move on. I'm predicting, yes, Mitch, great year at SHS. Speaking of SHS, I want to give a shout out to the technology department, TSI. They've been awesome lately. Really supportive of Titan Upload, keeping track of the subscribers. Devin does some great work in there, so thanks, Devin. Andrew helped out with the new logo that just got promoted today. As you can see, they made that with the loads like a field goal post and then the ups of football, Titan Upload. So thank you guys for all of your support and help, and I did want to give you a shout out. So let's move on. Do we have anything else? Before we move on to something, let's see, back to Mariota. Let's see, Larkey, good coach, but not the guy at the team in the next level. Yeah, I mean, I guess, but again, the team would like bend over backwards for the guy. And the one statement, everyone got on LaFleur last year because supposedly it's come out that LaFleur had a box around Mariota and wouldn't let him do things. So they were basically, the Nashville media was making fun of the coach LaFleur, and basically, you know, look what happened to Rodgers, 10 points. And those kind of things, which is funny, though, because they're all on Arthur Smith allowing Marcus to do more. But do you remember back when Terry Trubisky allowed Marcus to do more, supposedly, and Marcus on that 3rd and 2 in San Francisco and the game on the line, we passed the field goal, so it was 4th and 2. The box was stacked. I think there might have been like 9 guys in the box. Mariota doesn't change the play, hands it right up the middle, and we get stuffed for a 2-yard loss. That would be my comment back to the Nashville media. When we do allow him to make plays and or do his own thing, it doesn't always work out, but I get your point. King Isaac, it's going to be a close game. It is. And I think it's going to be one of those things where we'll get into the keys here in a minute, but one big turnover, one big play could totally change the game. And that's what makes football, NFL, I mean, you can watch the entire game and miss one thing, and it totally changes the perspective of the game. The game of inches, you go for it on 4th down, you miss a field goal, bad punt, kick out of bounds, whatever the case. How about the Bears game the other day? The Bears got a new kicker, Paneri or whatever his name is, and they're all excited about him. He makes his first kick, then he kicks the ball out of bounds. Anyways, so the Bears have a chance to kick a field goal in the 3rd quarter, a 51-yard field goal, and they passed and went for it and got stuffed. Trubisky fell down. So, again, those are plays that can come back and haunt you, and at the end of the game, a lot of pressure on Trubisky when realistically he may have, you know, instead of being down 7, he would have been down 4 and whatever. Oh, man. Are we going to get this started? So, Ryan Tannehill, you are trying to troll me, man. You are. You got the Mariota little picture dude thing on your profile. You're definitely a Mariota guy. Are you trying to get this place on fire or something, man? I like Tannehill. I don't know why we can't, as Titan fans, be supportive of Ryan Tannehill. I mean, he's the backup, but why don't you want your backup to be good? I'm not saying you guys are, but like people in general, especially the Nashville media, they're like really like any negative thing on Tannehill, they like to promote it. And anything positive on Marcus, they promote it. But if Marcus doesn't do something good or Tannehill does something great, they like to shy away from those things. I don't know why. All right. All we need is to smack them in the mouth with Henry, and then that will shut them up. Wow. Yes, Henry. Can he, though? Like, we know he can, but is he going to be allowed to? That's a good – how is Arthur Smith going to use Henry? Is he just going to keep handing him the ball like Eddie George? So Henry get 1 yard, 2 yard, 1 yard, 2 yard, and then stop feeding him and do something else. We got like 4 running backs on the roster, and I'm just coming to me now, why didn't we cut a running back and then keep our deep threat? That makes no sense to me. So if any of you guys know J-Rob, or if John Robinson has actually listened to this podcast or whatever we're going to call this thing, that's one question I would ask you, J-Rob. All right, let's see. Cameron's up. What's up, man? It's going to be a big day tomorrow. All right. How about this one? So pass rush. Yes. And we'll get to that here in a minute. That's another concern. I'm not really sure about the pass rush. We are going to need Landry to step up, and Wake. Wake's like that veteran dude. Like he's 37, 38, but he's consistent. And you haven't heard a ton about him, especially in like preseason because he didn't play much. But I am excited to see what he can do for this team. And yes, we're definitely going to need Landry for sure. What else do we got here? Trying to just hit on all you guys. Okay, so Davis questions I'm taking because I am a huge Corey Davis fan. So Davis is better deep threat than people give him credit for. You're right. What I mean by deep threat is just not Davis like going deep and then using his athletic ability to go up and snatch the ball. Or, I mean, he does have a quickness to him for sure, but we need someone other than Davis because usually the focus will be on Davis, right? But no one's going to pay attention to Raymond much. So if Raymond gets burns one guy and Raymond's gone, whereas Davis burns one guy, he probably has help over the top. But man, with Delaney Walker back now, maybe you can't do that as much. So Marcus may have a really good chance to use his legs against Cleveland, but he needs to be smart. Get out of bounds, take a slide, whatever. But don't be afraid to get out of that pocket and move on. What else we got here? Problem is we can't throw deep. We did throw deep a couple times last year, but we're not consistent on it, that's for sure. No, Nate, I'm just, again, nothing, man. I mean, I'm so glad you're here. And if you are a pro Tannehill fan, that's an intriguing question. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm thinking more about 4 or 5 weeks before we get to determine what Marcus is going to be like. But starting the season off, I don't really like to talk about any controversies or anything like that. So, but I'm not trying to be disrespectful or anything, man. What else do we have here? Oh, here we go. LSU won 45-38. So that's, I don't know. I probably was going for Texas. Let's see what else we got. I'll read this one real quick. I'll try to get my face up here. As long as Mariota can extend plays, we can be running, going decently, we can escape this game with a close W. That's the hope. 17-14. I don't know. I just feel like there's not going to be a lot of points scored, so I actually would agree with you for sure. Oh, we got someone new on here. What do we got? Don't expose me. That's a cool logo. Is that like a Cubs football helmet with a teardrop? That's really cool. What else we got? Reggie TV. I don't know what you guys are doing. What's up, Luke? Keep going through here real quick. I got a few more things to talk about before we get out of here. So all right, I'll put Cody up here one more time. Delaney, Humphreys, Davis, Dion, Henry on the field at the same time, play action scenario. We have a lot of weapons, so We got a good one here. A deep threat will not be used as much tomorrow because of your weekend. Yes, that's correct. We aren't. We're going to be max protect and just kind of hope for the best. And we probably, honestly, will be run, punt, run, punt. It's a Jacksonville game. It's exactly what probably tomorrow is. We got a little bit of a sign cutting Raymond today. But you guys know how we play Jacksonville. We make Jacksonville make mistakes. We're patient, and that's our philosophy. So when we play Jacksonville, when we beat them 9-6, or we beat them 2 years ago with the stiff arm Mariota, we are going to basically pound them into submission. And, that's probably what we're going to do tomorrow. So, all right. So let's get into a few more things before we, and you guys can keep leaving comments. I'm trying to keep up with some of them. So I want to talk about the keys. So let's go up here. Keys. Let's see. 4 keys. Here we go. So the 4 keys. This is what I came up. You can argue. Feel free, or what you think. Maybe I forgot something. Here's my keys. I guess you could go in any order. I'm not really debating the order. I'm just debating the keys. So to win at Cleveland, this is what I think the Tennessee Titans, just like going in with my gut feeling here. Number 1, no turnovers. Cannot turn the ball over. If we're going in to score, we can't turn it over. We can't turn it over deep in our own territory, like at the 20-yard line. Can't be one of those dumb turnovers, too, where I feel like Mariota sometimes does those dumb turnovers where he'll be looking the same way, boom, and he throws it that way, and the guy just cuts underneath and picks it off. So, again, it's a team sport. I just don't think the whole game's going to have to rely on Marcus Mariota to be that guy. I don't anticipate, maybe you guys do, but I don't anticipate Marcus Mariota over 200 yards tomorrow passing, and that's okay. It may be like, 13 for 20 for 159 yards and a touchdown. But Derrick Henry then would be the guy in the running game to just keep the Browns off the field. I think that's key. Number 2, so we would have control the clock. So we've mentioned this with Derrick Henry and any other running back that wants to participate in a running. We're going to run and punt, whatever. And hopefully we break a big one. Or we just keep them off the field, 3 yards. That's 9 yards. It's 4th and 1. Try not to get in those situations. So maybe one of those 3 yards turns into 4. Or how about smart yards by Marcus Mariota? So here's my point. It's 3rd and 4 on our own 34. Marcus back to pass, nothing open, escapes, runs for 5 yards. That's perfect. That's beautiful. He doesn't get hit. He gets the first down, and we go right back to our philosophy. They always say, if you got a good pass rush, then run the ball right at them. That's what they always say. Everybody gets interviewed coach-wise. They always say, run it at them. So that's kind of the point tomorrow. We're going to run it right at Garrett. We're going to run it right at Vernon and see what they can do, and use our line the best advantage that we can, and just not let that right guard situation come up and bite us. 3rd one, take away Cleveland's running game. This one is overlooked. You guys can argue Baker, OBJ, all these guys, but we cannot let Nick Chubb just beat us. Let's go back to the Miami game really quick, okay? Frank Gore dominated us in that game. Go back and watch it. We could not stop Frank Gore for nothing. And that's the point. They did the choo-choo-choo to us, which is a new one, choo-choo train, whatever. But Frank Gore, like, how old is he? Like 50 now? And he continually destroyed us in that game. And it wasn't like, we're going for 200 yards and we're going for 50 here. It wasn't. It was like 10 here, 6 here, 5 here, 7 here, 15 here. And it's hard. It's really hard for your defense to go out there and keep that up and allowing that to happen. And then, of course, Baker's going to destroy you if Chubb's going crazy on you. So I think that is a very big key. And then finally, no big plays. None. I mean, we can have big plays, but we can't let them have a big play. I'm telling you right now, Baker Mayfield is going deep on the first play. If they score a touchdown right away on play number 1, that deflates everything. Vrabel is going to have a hard time to get everybody back up, because that's so deflating. If you went back and watched, when you remember watching that Chargers game, we should have beat the Chargers. The Chargers had 2 gift touchdowns. They were deep. We were confused. They burned us. Even that Miami game, remember, they burned us deep. They ran a kickoff back. These are the things we have to limit in Cleveland. I think we can win. I know a lot of you guys think we can win, but the problem with it is if we give up big plays, any of these 4, we can win at controlling the clock, but we can't turn the ball over and then control the clock. We can win by not turning the ball over and not giving up big plays and not controlling the clock. We will find another way. Marcus maybe can beat, with his arm. But I'm telling you right now, if we just give up big plays, that's what kills our defense. That's what kills our defense in the past. And that's kind of what we've grown accustomed to with Dean Pease or whatever. Like, once you get to the 20-yard line, you're not going to score a touchdown. That's why our defense giving up points last year was rated 1 for most of the year. So, yeah, those are my keys. Let me basically chime in and see what you guys think here. Okay, what are your keys to the game? Thank you. Appreciate it, man. What's going on, Hunter? Let's see what we got. Here we go. Frank Gore, 9 carries, 61 yards in the game. Thank you, Cody. I didn't have the stats in front of me. He came in occasionally in second and third downs. But I hope you understand, as long as Rowan's 21, that it's one of those things you should have shut it down. And it'd be interesting to go back and see out of those 8 of 40, how many of those carries were first down carries, like maybe like a 3rd and 4 and he got 5 or something like that. James, big plays have always basically killed us. I thought last year, James, we limited the big plays, but the Charger game for sure. And then anytime we play the Colts, they burn us deep. And then the Texans burn us with some big plays down in Houston. It's hard to believe we were up 10-0 in that game. And it was hard to believe Mariota was like 22 of 23 for that game. And nobody even talked about it afterwards. And we lost. I mean, we got beat up pretty bad down there. But, yeah. Let's see. Who did Gore play for? The Dolphins. Who's Gore playing for now? I think he's still in the lead. Here's one for you. CW is on fire today. Daquan Jones pushed the nose tackle 3-4. It's going to collapse the pocket this year. You know what, man? I thought he played pretty well in the preseason. And the one that was on the fence, and I think is still on the fence, believe it or not, is Austin Johnson. He has not performed anything. And I believe, following some media guys out of Nashville market, he was on his way out. And then he must have did better like between preseason game 2, 3, and 4. So the last couple of weeks to save his spot. But he was one that was on the fence. And real quick with the D-line, you guys, oh my goodness, I'm so excited right now. Simmons is going to be back, man. Simmons is coming back. So he won't be back to like week 8. And I don't know how long it's going to take for him to actually get back in action. But that's pretty exciting. If he's fully healthy, can we hang on to week 8? Can we be like 4-4? You know what I mean? Worst case 3-5. I would rather be 4-4, better than that. But you get the point, right? If we can be at least 4-4 and have Simmons back, that's totally him and Casey are going to dominate. So I don't know how you guys feel about the pick. I'm not getting into any of the stuff about him in college or before college and high school. You know what I mean? I'm not getting into that stuff. But he seems like he's turned his life around and he's got a lot of people pulling for him, and he's pretty much changed every part of his life. And, you know, I'll just kind of leave it at that. So J-Rob went down there many times to meet with him or to meet with people about him. So if J-Rob's comfortable with, and you guys know J-Rob, like he's conservative as all get out about bringing guys in that are going to bring in positive values and stuff. He's not really going to risk taking a guy who he thinks is going to have trouble. It's probably why he, you know, basically traded away Dorial Green Beckham, because he was just, obviously he's been arrested a couple times lately here. But Simmons, dude, I'm telling you, he's going to be a monster inside. So I'm pretty excited about him. All right, here we go. James got it. He's in Buffalo. So Frank Gore's coming back down to Nashville, and can't wait for that one. That's week 5, so get ready for that. Let's see what else we got. When is Davis coming in? What do you mean by that? Davis should be starting for sure. Davis is going to – I've already mentioned this, huge Corey Davis fan. And he's such a great person. It's really hard not to root for the guy. And he grew up like an hour from here. So it was cool to go to his camp, and I've already shared that in the video or whatever. But, Davis is a precise guy. The route runnings, everything's perfect. And, if he can just stay on the field and stay in the game, I think, he showed you he can do it. He just got to do it more often. But he needs consistency from the offense too, right? If Marcus Mariota go back to the Buffalo game, if Mariota isn't on and the line's not on, and it's kind of hard for Davis to throw the ball to himself, but, I'm really expecting big things from Davis. Oh, I got you, man. Nate, there's so many Davises on this team. Yes, Nate Davis should be dressed. Nate Davis in the last preseason game in Chicago, it was reported that Davis was actually warming up on the sidelines. We knew he wasn't going to play. Davis is supposed to be the possible third option at guard. So they're not going to play him. But he'd probably be back I'd like to say like week 3, week 4, probably week 4. You guys realize this too, real quick. Tennessee Titans in the next, 11 days will play 3 games. So we got 1 game starting tomorrow. We got 1 game at Cleveland, come back for the Colts. That's 7 days. And then we play on that Thursday night. So I don't think anything's going to change with this team. Obviously, if an injury happens from now until then, it will. But I think pretty much this is who we're rolling with. So if Nate Davis ain't playing tomorrow, he's not playing next week, and he won't be playing Thursday. So that means Davis would be back for week 4 at Atlanta. That's just my guess. So it'll be interesting to see what's going on there. But yeah, Nate Davis, you are right. James wants to know what's jersey. I think I'm going to go with Bayard tomorrow. I'm going to actually bring out the new jersey. I've worn it before here. We got that one over the summer. I was supposed to get the Henry one, but Henry's on a 1-year deal. I'm not really sure what's going to happen with Henry. But let's get in. Let me see really quick. So those are the keys. Colin Cowherd, real quick, over yesterday was going off on Mitch Trubisky on how bad of a quarterback he was. And I know that since I have a lot of followers from Illinois, they probably want to talk about Mitch Trubisky, and this is the Titans channel. But I did want to at least throw it out there to them. Colin Cowherd, we know he's had a lot of bad comments about Marcus Mariota, Jameis Winston, all that stuff. But lately he's been totally ripping Marcus. And now he's ripping Trubisky. So it's like this guy just throws anything against the wall and see if it sticks. Trubisky's in year 3. Before the game, people were very high on Trubisky. After the game, they're like, I don't know what they're doing. They're not on board anymore. And, so it'd be interesting to see how you guys feel about Trubisky going forward. Personally, I think Marcus Mariota is better. Just my personal opinion. Mariota is more athletic than him. I think Mariota's got a better arm. I think Mariota is a smarter – I don't mean that negatively wise, but I think Mariota is just more – he's more experienced. He's more polished. He played a lot at Oregon. He's been in some pretty crazy offenses. He's had, 5 offensive coordinators. He played in Chip Kelly's system at Oregon. Mitch Trubisky hardly played in college, so he's going to need a few extra years. So I know Bear fans are a little upset right now, but hang in there. It's week 1. You guys will probably go and destroy the Broncos this weekend. Trubisky will probably throw for 3 touchdowns, and then all the Bear fans, which are somewhat like Cub fans, they're all going to win the Super Bowl. You just wait for it. But good luck, Bear fans. I really am pulling for you. I think you'll end up being fine. Your defense is awesome. I wish we had a couple of your guys on the Titans for sure. So that's basically all I got. I'm pretty pumped for tomorrow. I think we're going to win. 20-16 is what I'm predicting. It's a huge game. And the reason why it's big, not because it's week 1, we proved that last year losing and then winning 3 in a row. it's big because we have the Colts coming in, which I think we're going to win that game. I've always said that even with luck, and now luck's not there. I still think we're going to win. Colts are going to have a really tough game against the Chargers this week. I think the Colts coming in, Eddie George, Steve McNair retiring. I think there's going to be a lot of stuff in the air unless there's an injury or Marcus gets hurt or something. I really think we're going to beat the Colts. So if we beat Cleveland, we'll be 2-0 going into Jacksonville. I'm telling you right now, a lot of you are on me, and I get it. But Jacksonville, I'm telling you, they're going to surprise everybody this year. I forget who it was, but they left a comment about Jacksonville, and I said, did you ever think it's Beavis, all right? Where's Beavis at? I was like, did you ever basically expect the Jacksonville Jaguars to be in the 2 years ago, be in the AFC Championship and winning the division? I didn't. And I just think that their team is pretty much, they might have lost a few guys here or there, but they picked up Foles over Bortles. I'm telling you, Jacksonville's going to be tough, but I don't care who we play. Buffalo, Cincinnati, Miami, whoever you want to throw out there. After you beat the Colts on Sunday, if we do, and to turn around and play away from home on a Thursday night, I mean, if you go back and watch my prediction video, which I came out with, it seems like years ago, but months ago, I have the stats on there, like what the home team is in that, and it's unbelievable. Like, road teams play like garbage on Thursday night. You guys remember when we were red hot going into Pittsburgh, and we just got annihilated at Pittsburgh. At first it wasn't that bad, but towards the end, it's just like, boom. But it's hard for these guys to go Sunday and then turn around right away and play a road game on Thursday. So with that being said, now you're 2-1, and then that Atlanta game, I think Atlanta's going to win the division this year. I know, Hunter, you don't agree with that. You got the Saints, but I think the Saints are going to be good too. They just got a really tough schedule. And I'm not sure, usually when teams start off 1-5, they either fold or they figure it out. I'm sure the Saints will figure it out. But the problem with Atlanta is we don't usually play well at Atlanta, and we don't play well against quarterbacks like Matt Ryan. So they just signed Julio Jones today to a massive contract, and then now we're 2-2. So yeah, Fournette may suck, but dude, I'm telling you, their defense totally changed the game, and that's what I'm really worried about. You know what I mean? The Jags are pretty good. So Cody's going the Titans winning, let's see, 24-10, or are you going 23-17? Oh, you're picking one or the other. Yeah. I don't care if we win 2-0. I just want to win. Shut people up. So sick and tired of the Browns, man. It's like you can't even go watch TV without hearing about how great the Browns are. But at least we know Delaney Walker came out, and there are a lot of other players around the league, not just in Titan world, that are getting fed up with the Browns too. So before Cody, real quick, I do, man. I haven't got anything. That's the problem. I don't know what's up. So try sending me something. I'll see if I get it, and I'll let you know. But I haven't got any email from anybody lately for whatever reason. I don't know what's wrong with my email. I mean, I get notifications like when you guys leave comments on the thing, but I will definitely check that and check into that, because I know you were always on there. I did get your email a couple weeks or a week ago or whatever, and you left a pretty detailed report, which I love when you do that, man. Came out with your rankings at one time. I remember you're very detailed and QB rankings and stuff. So keep that up. I'll check, and I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll check the spam. Anybody season ticket holders, because that is a problem. DirecTV is basically dropping the ball again. So season ticket holders are supposed to get DirecTV Sunday ticket for $100. And if you are a current DirecTV subscriber, of course. So I was all excited about that. But tomorrow, the Browns and Titans game actually going to be local. We got Romo and Nance. So get ready. It's all going to be Browns, just like the other day. It was all about the Steelers when we played them. But it'll be exciting to be in that kind of game with the lead announcers on CBS. So we're not going to get any pub, by the way. So don't even think about it. We could win 60-0, and it's going to be all week on your shows like Skip and Shannon and ESPN First Take. All these shows are going to be about the Browns. So you guys know I'm not like. So here we go. I did want to get to this real quick before we head out. I can't believe we've been on here an hour. Thank you guys so much for being on being with me here and leaving comments. You guys are always active. And like I said, I've said this 1,000 times, it seems like, that when I created this station, it was for this to happen. So tomorrow after the game, I'm super pumped, especially if we win. Obviously, I'll be pumped if we win. If we lose, I'm going to probably be a little sad, but you get the point. Like, I'm excited to get in here with you guys and discuss. So if there's anything you want me to talk about, if there's anything you want me to lead with a discussion for you guys to talk about, because let's be honest, I'm trying to kind of keep up with everything. I got like what I want to say, but trying to keep up with where you guys are going. So I just kind of chime in every once in a while. And, if you guys are going on about something, I may not know what you're talking about exactly. So if you want me to bring it up to the attention, I can put the little bar on there like I've been doing with your comments and then see what you guys feel. And if you guys have any suggestions for any upcoming videos or whatnot that you'd like me to dive into, I know someone mentioned me showing highlights and then breaking the game down. I would love to do that. And I've done that before in the past. But the problem I'm running into is I'm really, really excited about sticking around on the YouTube, channel. And each day, it's a good problem to have, but each day I'm getting closer and closer to that 4,000 hour mark, and I'm getting closer to that 1,000 subscriber thing. And then my stuff goes right into monetization process through YouTube. And I need to stay offline, but I've heard nothing but bad things about that, and I can't go back and uncheck it. So when I first made the channel, I clicked on it, and now I can't go back and change it. So I'm really afraid that they're going to shut me down at some point. And me showing videos from the game, I know legally I can probably get away with that. And, as long as I'm fundamentally sound with how I come across there. But I've had issues in the past where they've allowed me to use it. But if I have any of that stuff on there, I don't know how the process works, but I heard they'd be like shut down and stuff. And then I lose all you guys. So then I got to start all over. And if that would ever happen, I will be back. I'll find a way. But, I would like to break games down. I actually broke down some of the plays in the preseason game with the Browns and the Titans and wanted to bring that to you last night, but that whole thing fell apart. So that's kind of what I'm planning on doing too. So whoever gave that suggestion, that's a great one. I'll just limit the highlights to like 20 seconds or less or something. I'll figure something out. And then I wanted to give you a quick update for what's going to happen next week. So my previews, I want to come out on Wednesday with those. I know a lot of you are not really interested in power rankings. It shows, if I mention Mariota, we get like 3,000 views. If I mention power rankings, we get under 200. So I know deep down that like a lot of you don't care about that, and that's totally cool. But I will still include it for some of you that are like that care. So if you still want to be a part of that, and Cody probably sent me his, and I, for whatever reason, not sure where it went, but you guys keep sending me that, and I'll keep including that in there. I don't have a problem with that at all, but I did want to kind of bring that to your attention. But Wednesday will be the preview. I can't come out with previews on Saturday when the game's on Sunday. So I kind of dropped the ball on that this week. But again, I thought it was more important just to get things out there so you guys could comment on them about like who I thought was going to win the divisions and who I thought was going to win the Super Bowl and those kind of things. And, when you got kids and you got your back full-time job and you got all this stuff going on and my kid's playing football, he had a 2-point conversion catch today. Yeah. And I missed it. Yes, I missed it. Darn it. Walked away for a second, and he's out there. He runs a slant route, catches it with his hands, tucks, scores. Great job, Houston. Gets a 2-point conversion. That was his first catch this year. He's in 5th and 6th football. He's a small guy, but he's quick. We run routes. We really try to work on his footwork stuff. He wants to be like Corey Davis. So, Corey Davis did give him a shout-out once, so that's pretty cool. But, yeah, that would be Wednesday. And then you guys let me know if you like tonight. You want to do a preview before the game against the Colts, and moving forward, we can do that and give you guys a chance to to get in here and talk. If you guys don't really care about it, just drop something, let me know, and maybe we don't need to do that. But we'll definitely keep the after the game, post game. And if you guys liked NGB talk, MBG, MG, whatever, he's a cool dude. So he's always wants to be involved, and he loves Titans too. So if you like the 2-man approach rather than just me, I'll keep trying with him, and I think he's pretty excited about it too. So, but yeah, he's a cool dude, and he'll definitely, hopefully, be on maybe even this week. So that's kind of where I'm at. I don't have anything else. Just kind of looking at what you guys have. Oh, AJ, Antonio Brown, totally off topic real quick. So Antonio Brown is, yes, on the Patriots. You knew that was coming, though, right? You guys all knew. He didn't just figure out that he was going to walk and demand his release and get released. Like, players that make millions of dollars are always 1, 2, 3 steps ahead of the game. I really think AB has a mental thing going on right now, and I think he needs to get a doctor and get checked out. There's too much inconsistent behavior of ups and downs. It's almost like he has like multiple personalities almost. And I feel bad for the dude because, he comes from, like, he wasn't from a major college or anything. He gets drafted by the Steelers. He becomes like one of the best receivers in the league. I've heard there was a lot of stuff not reported out of Pittsburgh land. I heard that Palomalu doesn't like him. Heard that today from Dave. Thanks, Dave, for sharing that. But my point is that apparently Tomlin covered a lot of this stuff up. But he's just running out in the pool. He recorded Gruden. He came out with that thing today. I guarantee you his agent was communicating with the Patriots, and the Patriots were like, hey, if he gets cut, we'll pick him up. We'll sign him for this. And I really think that's what went down. And I think New England, here's the thing that sucks, right? If the Titans would have picked up, I'm not sure how you feel about them, but if the Titans would have picked them up, we would have been ridiculed. People would be making fun of us in the national media. The Titans are a crap show, but the Patriots pick up AB, and it's like the most amazing pickup in the world. Oh my goodness, they're just like back in the day with Randy Moss, and we're going to have them and Gordon, you know what I mean? And they're going to be unstoppable. And shame on you, Adam Schefter, man. Like, you guys just love this stuff, and that's the stuff that I hate. There are 32 teams in this league, and you guys make it about like 5. And every time you make everybody else feel like garbage, and then you promote everybody like it's the best thing. And then if it doesn't work out, it's like Schefter won't even really comment on it. But when it works out, he's posting all these things, and it's like, whatever, dude. I don't know how it's going to work. The good news is, guys, we don't play the Patriots until the playoffs, right? So if we make the playoffs, we're not going to have to worry about them. And it makes the Raiders a little bit weaker if he did figure it out. I think that Raider game is going to be tough at Oakland. Carr's 3-0 against us. He's never lost. He's like, a baby Andrew Luck in that regards. But I don't know. It's just, if it makes it easier on us until we get to the point, fine. And you guys really think Gordon's going to be around? I mean, he's always in trouble. I think it's drugs with him, but it's I don't know. He doesn't seem like a bad guy, and he's definitely good. It's just that he never can stay consistently on the field. So anyways, I think I'm out. I just wanted to go back here and look. Yes, it was a very cool dad moment, but it sucks because I missed it. You know what I mean? I mean, I film everything he does, and then I missed that part. And, really funny story is my daughter came running up to me, and she's like, he just caught the ball. He just caught the ball. I go, my wife goes, Houston caught it? And she goes, oh, no, someone else. I'm like, oh, okay. So I didn't even really know at the time because I was gabbing to somebody else about some other things. So, yeah, I'm just kind of going back. I hate when I close it and then I go back and I wish I would have commented on that. So let's see here. Today went by fast. All right, let's go. Ian, come on, man. Really? You were a Raider fan, dude. Whatever. It's cool, Ian. Tell your brothers I said hello, by the way. What else we got? Yep. Man, that was my concern, too. Not with the Browns, because once we play the Browns, that's done. Texans, Colts, Jaguars. Could you imagine those guys picking up AB? That would have been a nightmare if he would have figured it out. You know, if he would have wrecked the team, then whatever. But, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe he will be. I mean, I'm pulling for a guy, you know, for the human part of him that he figures it out. Like I said, he seems like he's in that mental fog thing too. Like he really needs, you know, somebody to provide help too. Again, a lot of, you know, whatever, the Browns, Titans, but mental health, seriously, it's like we know that Love speaking of Cleveland, right? Kevin Love has spoken out with this. Like some of these players, we like to get on and we ridicule them and we put them up in social media and we basically, you know, send their face and kind of poke fun at them. But like seriously, mental health is like a serious thing. And I think a lot of times we overlook that. And I just hope these guys get the help that they need, especially Brown. Like something's off with that dude. I hope he figures it out. So, all right. Again, that's it. Went over an hour. I'm so sorry. Usually I like to cut these down about a half hour, but there was just a lot to talk about tonight. And like I said, I've already came out with a video last night. I was up till 3 a.m. and it didn't work out. So whatever. But I will be back tomorrow about 3:30. And I am excited. So, like, I don't know if I'll sleep tonight. Like, seriously, tonight is like Christmas Eve for me. Tomorrow we get, if those of you that DirecTV, we all have free preview tomorrow. So even if you don't think you get Sunday ticket, you know, I'm more interested in the Titans. But after the Titans game's over with, or even maybe at halftime, I might like spin around the league and see what's going on. And then there's a couple games on Monday night. So I will definitely be on here about 3:30. If it's not raining out, I'll try to get this thing outside. I'll try to set up the flags and make it a cool backdrop and all that, but it's supposed to rain and be in the 60s. So again, thanks for being here. I mentioned this earlier. I want to thank Andrew again and Devin for helping out with Titan Upload logo. It's a pretty cool thing. So thank you for that. And just thanks for all of you guys being supportive here of Titan Upload. And again, if there's anything you want me to look into, if there's anything that you feel could make the channel better, you know, you just hit me up and let me know. I'm here for you guys. And I love to talk Titans. I love the Titans. And, you know, I mean, just to talk about them is cool. And I just hope everything works out tomorrow. So fingers crossed, guys. But I'm out, and you guys have a great night, and we will see you guys tomorrow. So tighten up.